Okay, an interesting and very useful feature that Photoshop has, Illustrator has it as well by the way, is the history panel. Right, now at the moment my history panel is right there. Right, if yours isn't showing, you can go to Window and History and it will pop up here. I'm just going to separate it from that so it's there all the time. The history is your undo feature. If I was to, I'll just draw something with my brush. There you go, there's a nice squiggle. Right, I could go to undo, Control Z, and I undo that. Right, if however I do two things, right, and I go to edit and undo, right, it only undoes one thing. If I press Control Z again, it puts it back. So, edit and undo, you only do the one thing. But, you just put it back. Within the history, you can see it keeps all the stages that you've done. Right? So I can step back to the very beginning. So, let's say, for instance, I want to draw something. I will draw a smiley face. There we go, here's my smiley face. Big smile. And he's going to have his tongue sticking out at you. There you go, there's my smiley face. Now, I'm quite happy with that, I'm quite pleased with my smiley face. Then I come to do something else. I'll do anything. I'll pick that colour green and I'll go over it as like do that. Oh dear, I've messed up my picture. I can't go to edit and undo because it will only get rid of the last thing I've done, but I can go back within the history to get back to where I want to be. So that's what the history panel does. Now the thing is, it only stores so many steps, right? So you can only go back so far, right? So if you do lots and lots of things, if I do this, I'll just do loads and loads of dots and whatnot. Right? I can only go back so many steps. You see, these are all the recorded steps that it's done. And I go back, and that's as far back as I can go, right? To that point, because it only records so many in the history. So then I'm left with this mistake. So if I have made a mistake, I'm in a spot to bother, right? The other option is, let's say I've done whatever it is I want to keep, right? I can click on this button and create a new snapshot. That's then put it up here in the history panel. So if I want, I could, go back to the very beginning, do something else, right? But if I didn't like that, I could return to my snapshot and get that back. So the history is remembering what you've done and being able to get back in a more clever way than using the undo feature, right? So you should always keep a grip of your history.